Thank you for having me on. I want to talk about Paul Ryan and the convention coming up in Ohio. Um, I don't think there's any way that any one of the candidates now can get the nomination, the 1237. Would Paul Ryan take it? Would he come in to do it? I know he has said that he doesn't want it, but he also said about being the leader of the House that he didn't want that.
Rachel.
It's a great question, and a question that a lot of the Republican establishment is also asking. Now, of course, as you noted, Paul Ryan said as recently as this week that that's not happening. On Sunday, he spoke with the Times of Israel while he was in Jerusalem, and he said, I decided not to run for president, and I think if you're going to run, you should start in Iowa and run to the tape, is how he put it in the interview. But as you point out, he also said that he didn't want to be House Speaker and didn't run for that. So certainly his name is one it's getting kicked around as the party searches for someone to unite behind. And one of the interesting things we've seen, one of the important narratives of this election is even as the Stop Trump forces try to gain traction, and they had a big moment in Wisconsin, they still haven't unified behind anyone else. The sort of the obvious second choice for them would be Ted Cruz, but he's also quite unpopular with the establishment, and just yesterday told Dana Bash that ain't going to happen when she asked if he would apologize to Mitch McConnell. So a lot of bad blood there, which is one reason that Paul Ryan's name keeps coming up again and again, even though we have Reince Priebus saying it's going to be one of the people who are running, there's this desire to look elsewhere for a candidate who could unite the party.
I think this underscores the difficult situation Republicans are in with this convention. Either they end up with Donald Trump or Ted Cruz, who seem, who Donald Trump has, as the AP had a poll out yesterday showing that he is sky high unpopularity. There's more than, I think, around 2/3 of people said they would never vote for him. So that's a rough way to get into a general election. Ted Cruz is pretty conservative and has taken positions that are just not in line with the general electorate. Or you end up with a third mystery candidate that's thrown in on the 90th vote the delegates take, in which case the Republican Party is in the position of picking someone that was actually not voted on by their voters. And so that's a rough spot to be in, too. So they don't have a lot of good choices.
Not just picking someone who the voters haven't weighed in on, but doing it in an anti-establishment year where the whole mood of the electorate is take down Washington, take down the establishment. There's a lot of anger out there. So in this of all years, to pick their nominee that way would really be at odds with the mood of the nation.
I think the answer to the caller's question is Paul Ryan will not campaign for this job until it is totally clear that the delegates at the convention in Cleveland cannot decide on either Cruz or Trump. It's only when the delegates have deadlocked that it's possible for someone like Ryan to come in and say, look, I never wanted this. I believe in democracy. I think we should pick the person who gets the most votes, but it hasn't worked. I'm going to save this process. Then he has a rationale. Then he has some cover to do it, but we're a long way from there.
All right, to Dave in Orlando, Florida.